From the graphs of f and g in the figure, find the following. We are to find f plus g of -1. This just means f of -1 plus g of -1. And all this means is, what's the y value of f when x is -1? When x is -1, f, being this red graph, has a y value or a function value of +1. So f of -1 is 1. G of -1 means what's the y value in the function g when x is -1. When x is -1, g, the blue graph, has a y value or a function value of 4. So f plus g of -1 would be 5. F minus g of -1 then would just be f of -1 minus g of -1. Well, f of -1 we've already figured out is 1. And g of -1 we've already figured out is 4. So f of -1 minus g of -1 would be 1 minus 4, or -3. F times g of -1 is going to be f of -1 times g of -1, which would be 1 times 4, or 4. F divided by g of -1 would be f of -1 divided by g of -1, which we can do as long as g of -1 is not 0, and it's not, would be 1 over 4.